Hey, you! That's right, you. I see you've picked up the moronic masked mumbler and made him your Masonic mercenary of choice. Good style, old bean. Sadly, picking the good old Pyro comes with a slight repercussion, that being most classes in this game can stomp you without so much as breaking a sweat. But not to fret, I, Mintius Coffius, will go over each of these pesky foes and detail how is best to approach them in the field of combat. If you please, old sport, get ready for a fight.
Bring it!
The first challenger to enter the ring is perhaps already going to be one of the most painful to deal with. The Boston Boombringer makes his status as the game's undisputed strongest combat class known with his high speed, immeasurable damage output, and insane maneuverability. Double jumping, plentiful side grades to allow even more jumping, and a hard as hell hitting primary to boot. All that at the cost of a light class's health. Now you'd think with such a tiny health pool that this class would be easy pickings for a beefy power class such as yourself. Scout takes his scattergun and shoves it up your proverbial ass, trouncing on the poor Pyro like no tomorrow. With his high speed, Scouts take no issue with keeping out of your effective range and gunning you down with well-placed shots from a medium range, leaving your offensive output in retaliation ultimately feckless. So just how do you fight a class so well equipped at taking on literally all of his enemies? Well, the trick to fighting a Scout is that you must be able to fight him in your preferred terrain, not his. Scouts live for open area combat where they have tons of props to jump off and around from. This is a big no-no for the masked mumbler. What we're looking for is a lusciously tight, cramped environment where your flames will spread like wildfire in mere seconds. Notice the beautifully enclosed space that most of the classes would detest finding themselves located in. This is a Pyro's home turf. To ensure you're able to burn that Scout to a crisp, you want to catch him in areas like these where your range is far less limited and his movement options become far less varied. Of course, it still doesn't stop his monstrous DPS from caving in your skull, so once placement is down, it comes down to pure gunplay. Will you be able to burn, flare punch, or shotgun him down first? Don't feel bad if the answer becomes no. You're up against a really tough class. Just hone your skills and burn those Boston bitches to kingdom come.
Let's talk more fight! USA!
Second on the chopping block comes Nixon's biggest fanboy, Jane Doe himself.
But the president is God!
The soldier is a burly hunk of a man with a whopping 200 health, a punishing arsenal of powerful weaponry, and also in possession of the greatest source of consistent mobility the Source engine has ever seen. The soldier's offensive capability is unmatched by most classes in the game, yet the sheer immensity of his primaries can be skillfully countered by none other than yours truly. With a handy click of the right mouse button, a powerful blast of air will be shot out of your flamethrower, able to reflect the doughboy's rockets right back at his ugly face, and mini-critting him too. Well, that's gotta be all there is to it. A skilled Pyro with good prediction can easily shut down a rocket-happy soldier. Right? It's not like he can shoot at your feet to abuse splash, or that there's the very common chance he'll have a good shotgun in his pockets. Right? The soldier can easily get around your nifty air blasting by simply timing his shots, placing them unpredictably, or even just pulling out a smexy shotgun and putting your face into the dirt. Now sure, him pulling out the shotgun means the fight becomes far less one-sided, but if you're still having to waste time getting close enough to the guy, he can easily buck you out with a few shots, or even juggle with both his rockets and shotgun to mess with your fragile little mind. The big thing to remember is to take your time and anticipate the soldier's movements, as well as track his habits. Try to take note of his most common firing intervals, shake up your movement, and come at him from a different angle if he tries to juggle you with his weaponry. Just do something other than blindly walking at him. You know, they say that blood boils faster than water. Care to find out? Oh dear, well we knew this would happen. As much as it pains me to pit mumbler against mumbler, there's sadly a God-given guarantee that you will at some point encounter a moron of equal moronicness in the field of battle, and you will need to know how to deal with an enemy using the same style and abilities as you. The Pyro is the first of two mid-health classes, having a very safe 175 health cap and sporting a very versatile arsenal of weapons, such as the diversity of the flamethrowers and the sheer variability the numerous shotguns and flare guns offer the masked mumbler. Seeing as this is a video about how to fight enemies as the precious Pyro, you already know this, so how does one go about fighting their mirror image? Well, let's clear one thing up right away. There's a stigma that inexperienced Pyros create for the overhated class, but if you have any intention of getting good as the class, fighting a Pyro should under no circumstances look like this. That being said, what happens when you actually take air blasting, secondaries and your other movement keys into consideration? There's many variables that can influence the outcome of a Pyro v Pyro engagement. For example, in most cases, a shotgun Pyro has a clear advantage over a flare gun Pyro. A sneaky Pyro who jetpacks or detonators discreetly with a backburner in tow can easily demolish an unattentive combo Pyro, and a flog Pyro might as well be a free kill to any Pyro who retains their air blast. Simply put, every Pyro engagement you'll take part in will ultimately come down to who can duke it out better in close quarters. Trying to take on a Pyro as Pyro at longer ranges is one of the silliest things you can do, so the deciding factors will be the ability to close the distance while also putting out chips of damage before making the final blow. Just stay determined and have respect when you enter an honourable duel with a fellow arsonist. Now, how did that old Earth song go?
Burn, baby, burn.